All right, welcome back to part three of our Start from Zero series. I have decided to rent some equipment. Okay, as you can see, we now have only $680 left. We had, I think, a smidge over 11,000. It was, and I have decided to lease a handful of machines. And well, I say a specifically one machine with two attachments. Um, we'll drive over to the shop real quick and just go take a look, see what we got. Um, I figured to speed this process up just a little bit and to be able to kind of get us some land cleared and stuff. This would just make it way more entertaining, rather than 4 or 5 episodes of just hand falling trees and trying to load them with the skid steer. I figured this would make it slightly more entertaining. So we're gonna do it this way. Oh, we just had a car. Oh, hey, there's the bridge from the last episode. Yeah, the truck's still pink. I don't know how that's happened, but yeah. Honestly, you know what? I can live with it though. We're just gonna deal with it. But yeah. So I think once our equipment, we'll get it hauled over there. I think our first thing we're gonna try and do is upgrade a log trailer here. We do have a gooseneck hitch, so we could probably get us a little bit better log trailer. Get about 15-20,000 in the bank here, and then pay off a little on the loan and pick us up a new trailer. Probably be wise. Alright, let's see. Oh, there it is right there. So I've picked up a Tiger Cat 855 with a Rebel processor head and a mulcher attachment, so we could kind of get rid of the uneven ground and mulch up the stumps. I think this cost me 7,000 to rent. This was like 1,200, and this was 1,200, or this might have been 2,000. That was 1,200 or something like that. So the plan is to only probably use it for this episode because, as you can see, there's no shot I make enough money to actually pay the lease on this for more than probably what would be considered a month, because I don't have this on by days, it's just by months. Also, let me know, should I turn on the days instead of it just being like up in the top right, it goes each month rather than like September 1st or whatever. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So also, I did buy this truck. We're not, this was just a to be able to haul the equipment, so we didn't have to teleport it over. I figured that'd be no fun. So technically, we don't actually own this truck, but we do at the same time. I won't be using it other than to haul rented equipment. That'll be it, because I don't really need it for anything else. So we'll get this guy loaded up, and we'll head over there. Well, I think this series is doing fairly well so far. I'm enjoying it. I think I said that last episode that I'm thoroughly enjoying this series here. It really has been pretty fun. I don't necessarily. Oh, I'm swinging a little fast there. I don't necessarily see any reason why I should stop it or anything like that. The views are a little low, but it's fine. I mean, they're not doing terrible. Strap that down, and then I'm just gonna grab this on here, throw it on the back here. I don't know if one of those straps will catch it or not. That one should. All right, perfect. Excuse me. Yeah, the series, I have thoroughly been enjoying it, though. It's been very fun to make. No regrets. Regrets? Wow. I guess I'm back on the not being able to talk thing. Golly, here we go. I think it's something when I just start recording, I just immediately forget how to English. It's hilarious. It sucks, though. Please don't pull out in front of me. You pulled out in front of me. Okay. Oh, I hate the AI in this game. And then you're going to turn right there. That's realistic right there. If any of you have ever driven in real life, man, you gotta tell me that's the most realistic thing that's ever happened right there. In a big old hurry just to turn 20 feet ahead of them. Man. Oh, wow. I gotta let FDR know this trailer's a bit jank. He's had a rough time with this thing. There's just something with the physics on trailers, man, that they suck with trying to haul around his equipment in specific, just because of the physics of the weight and the weight, and then the physics of the tracks. There you go. Gosh, I don't think it's anything Jordan has done in specific. It's just unfortunate, but that's why the Easy Dev mod exists, so you don't have to haul them around. Because that's usually what I do. I usually just teleport it to where I need it, and I don't bother with hauling them around much anymore. Alright, we're just going to set this off of here. We'll drive our E55 off. So we're going to... There's the autosave. We're going to harvest as many trees as we can. Probably just keep cutting like 5-meter logs. And then we'll... I would really, really like to get an upgraded trailer. I think I can get a upgraded one. Let's check the shop real quick. Should be able to go... I don't know if it's in here or not. We could actually get this guy. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Or this HW80. It's actually not that expensive. We could consider that, actually. Well, I was more thinking we get this guy here. Put the log forks on it with the let's see, gooseneck. There we go. I think that would be a good idea. $27,500 for that, so that's our goal, I guess. We'll go for about $30,000. I should be able to get that fairly quickly. Maybe if we can get about 15 and then loan the other 15 out. Then from there we can really start making some good money, because I can actually make bigger loads. But all these trees don't last forever, so we're also going to have to think about another property. We may have to buy this property behind us there. It's only, I think, $40,000, so we could loan that out as well. I'm going to be in massive debt to the bank by the end of this series. I'm going to have a lot of loans out. That's fine. It's the only way to do things when you play like this, is you pretty much have to loan things out or lease it all the time. And if you're not careful, you'll be in the red when leasing things. That's why I'm going to lease this. We're going to make our money for this episode, and then it's going right back. Because I do not want to risk forgetting about it and then ending up in, like, I think it'll probably be close to about $12,000 in debt. That would be no good. Ooh, we about took out the gas pump. I really should find a better spot to park this other than back here. But it's going to go back here for now. Alright, let's go find our truck here. We'll get back to the to the track there, and I need to get us a tent soon. I've been having to sleep in the back of this old Dodge here, and it's just, she's not as sealed up as she once was, that's for sure. It's a little chilly. Oh, well, they're turning. Let's say I just did what that little red car did. Pull out right in front of them. At least I have a further distance to go. Yeah. Man, this truck does sound really good. I don't really get the whole turbo. What is it called? I don't know. I can't think for nothing right now. Just keeps going off while I'm on the throttle. That's not how that works, but so be it. Alright, I think we'll take out this front. I don't know, should I leave the front line there? We'll take out what we can here on the left, and we'll go from there. Alright, let's see. Let's get these set to 5 meters. We'll get our head folded up here. Get it turned on. We'll try to get all these kind of in a pile. Fairly close. Just so I don't have to deal with driving them forever away. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. At least our logs will be consistent length now. And we'll keep our tops, if there's any tops left in any of these trees, and put them, we'll probably stick them on the bed of the truck. And once we get that other trailer, then we'll do 7 meters, because they pay out the most per. I think this game goes off of liters of log, which is odd. Because wow, man, my depth perception is off right now. What am I doing? This whole thing's throwing me off. There we go. There we go. Anyway, yeah, I think they go off of the liters per meter, I think is how it goes. But it's also straightness and like usable length. I don't know. It's exactly how this works. I think technically this is like I forget how long these logs are. I know a 6-meter log's actually a 20-footer, which would technically be considered a longer log in real life. Yeah, this will work good. We'll get a good bit of wood cut now. Oops. Probably should have ground the stumps up first. That would have probably made more sense, but at least in this area. I don't know how many trees we're going to go for here. I don't know how close to our property line we are. I'll be getting fairly close. Oh no, we're still a good. Oh wow, I have a lot more than I thought I did. We actually have quite a bit of land here. We might be able to farm it more than I thought we would last episode. I think we'll get a little bit more out of this piece than I originally had planned. I was looking there before I started the episode for a smaller tractor and a plow. I couldn't really find anything that would work well, that would be reasonable to actually spend money on and be productive. I am totally doing all of this the wrong way, but it is fine. And I don't really know that a small tractor will be worth it. I think we just go straight up to more of a medium size, like maybe like a John Deere 4755 or something like that. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. All right, I keep that in mind. So we'll throw this top over here to the side. Well, that actually had I didn't know that was another 5 meters. That one's not gonna make a 5. It did? Wow, okay. I didn't think that one would make one either. Apparently it did. I wish we could have kept all that deadwood from that contract we did. That would have been really nice. I don't think you quite make as much off of deadwood, but I mean, it's still money. I got $680 to my name right now. This isn't good. And I'm in about $50,000 worth of debt. This is not a realistic playthrough whatsoever. Actually, I don't know. I know people who would 100% do this in real life. And probably end up in prison for tax evasion. And just the fact that they couldn't pay the money that they had loaned out back. It can happen to anybody. You got to be smart with your financial decisions in real life, obviously. But really, there's some people that genuinely are just dumb with money. They spend the money before it's even in their hands. It's insane. I mean, I'm one to spend money. Don't get me wrong. We all, I think anybody is. I think we all can spend money pretty quick, but you just got to be smart with it. You can't spend your money in dumb ways. Ruin your life over something that shouldn't even happen. So I guess if this series accomplishes anything, it teaches you how to not spend your money. Because I would not spend my money on any of this in real life. Okay, just making sure that was still rolling. My music there in the background. I didn't check it before I started recording. It's probably the same song from last episode. I don't think I changed it. But it's fine. It's kind of quiet anyway from what I heard. But as long as it's enough to cut out a lot of the just awkward silence, it's fine. Getting this thing. Oh, it's trying to go backwards on me. Getting this thing figured out now. I don't do this particular type of harvesting very much. I usually use the buncher. I think we've done this in a couple crew episodes, and I do it here and there. Use a forwarder and that fun stuff. That'd be something else that might be worth looking at in the near future is a forwarder rather than the skid steer. That would make this a whole lot easier. Let's we'll go on this side. This is my thing, logging. That's what I enjoy most. I'm not a farmer, so this will probably be the first series you ever see me farm. Hopefully I won't get bored of it, because that's the biggest reason I don't do it a lot. And anybody I play with can attest to that. I will get bored of it so fast. Oh man, this one's stuck somewhere up top. There it goes. I just don't. It's not that I don't like it. Back in 19, I used to do it all the time, and I think that's the thing. I think I burnt myself out in 19 on farming, and then once I really got into the logging side of this game, I just took off from there. Especially after I got joysticks and stuff. It's so fun. It's hard to just not do this. Now, a lot of people, they do the mining side too. 3.7, the one I got this idea from, do a lot of mining. They have a really cool mining operation over on their channel. That's really entertaining to watch. I tried mining with old Highball there one time, and it was working. We just, you run out of time, you get busy, and you just don't think about it. Plus, there's other games I play, shocker. I don't just play Farm Sim all the time. I shot that one way over the pile. I'm curious if you play this game, whether it's on console or PC, it doesn't matter. How many hours do you have on this game so far? It's been out what, almost? Has it been almost 2 years already? Am I am I close on that one? I think so. I think this game, what, November of this year will make 2 years. I think so. Yeah. So I think I have close to 400, almost 500 hours on it so far. I've actually not played this game as much as I did 22, but obviously I've still played it quite a bit. Which my amount of hours is nothing compared to some people. But like I said, I also play other games. I don't just play this game. I love it to death. I'll always play this game, but it's not the only one I play. So I have a lot of people ask me. A lot of people just don't pre-order games anymore, and I'm the same way with a lot of things, but there's two games I will always pre-order, and that is Farming Simulator and Forza Horizon. Those are two games I've played since I was a youngin', and I will always pre-order those. I enjoy them so much. Man, I'm fighting it again. Here we go. There we go. It's that specific angle sometimes. It just throws me off. I think we're getting close to the edge of our property here. Oh, let's save it again. Because it's like it's getting real open there. Well, we might just have to run this one where it's at. I don't think it's going to come out. There we go. There's a deer over there. Yeah, I love these games. And a lot of people, they don't understand why I pre-order these, but I've been playing them long enough now. I know the quirks at the beginning of the game. It's going to take them, usually with Giants, it takes them like 6 months to, I'm not necessarily going to say perfect their game, but, oh, I think something's messed up here. There we go. But it takes them a while to get all the bugs out. Unlike their flop of, what was it? Oh, what was their racing game called? I can't remember. Anyway, their racing game that they released recently, that was a absolute flop. I already knew it was going to be. A lot of people were so excited about that, and I'm like, man, with the way Giants physics are in a racing game, yeah, that's not happening. There's so many other games to go play for racing. Giants will always be known for Farming Simulator, and if they try to break out of that box, it's probably not going to go anywhere. I think, what was that game called? Project Motorsport. That's what it was called. I think it could be a lot better if they allowed it to be better, but I don't think they'll ever allow that to happen. Let's see, how close are we to the property line here? We're getting fairly close. We may just call those there, I think. Let's see. Let's go take out these few in the back. Then we'll start doing a little mulching. Yeah, but that game was major flop. And it's not that I wanted to see it fail. I just knew that it wasn't really gonna go anywhere. Kind of like that new game High Guard. I know a lot of people. I never played that studio. I don't remember who released it, but the actual developer studio that made that game. I guess they had released 2 other games before that flopped real hard. So a lot of people didn't have high hopes for High Guard. And I played it. I saw just a couple of streamers playing it, and I was like, oh, I'll go give it a shot. It looks fun. And then gave it a shot, and it was pretty fun. I played it with a buddy for a few hours. But it's one of those that, and I saw a lot of people say this, it's like, it's fun for maybe 1 or 2 games, and then you're just kind of done. There's not a whole lot to keep you coming back. And that's pretty fair. I see a lot of people hating on it. I'm not necessarily hating on the game, but it's just not a whole lot of content there. But for a free game, I think it's definitely one of the better games we've gotten in the past couple of years. I mean, a lot of these people complain about Call of Duty and all these games, all these AAA studios, and man, they're just not what they used to be. Battlefield 6 was pretty fun. I didn't mind it. I still have it installed. I don't play it very often though. I don't know. I'm a very I want to play other games, but I'm one of those people, and I wonder if anybody else can relate to this, where I start playing a new game. Oh, this one's gonna fall backwards on me. That's unfortunate. I think it's gonna play dumb on me here. What the- Oh, yeah, that one got broken. Nice. But I start playing a new game, and I'll play it for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I'll take a break, and then I just never come back to it. I just always get consumed by another game, or just what I've been playing, whether it's Farm Sim or Forza or whatever. I think these are just all going to stack on top of it. Wow. How many can I stack? Can I stack all of them? Oh, we got everything but the top. That's quite interesting, I must say. Let's take a picture in front of that. That might be the thumbnail right there. Perfect. All right. That'll be our thumbnail, I think. That's great. I haven't had that happen many times. Let's knock them over here. There we go. Fold our head back up so we can get these other trees. Yeah, but I think modern gaming has really kind of lost its taste. I think some of it has to do with content creation ruining it to an extent. You know, a lot of streamers just complaining and complaining and complaining. Well, people look up to those people, so when they're complaining about it, well, now the viewer's going to complain about it. So the game never had a chance. And I think that's kind of what Highguard is experiencing right now. Because that studio already failed twice. Nobody wants to see them succeed, so now they're just going to fail again. And they'll keep failing because no one wants the game to work. And that's the unfortunate part. And that's why we'll never get a whole lot of new games that are going to be good, because they're going to flop every time because of the consumer or streamer saying that it's bad. You know, there's a game I've been keeping up with for quite a few years now, Blight Survival. It's like a medieval zombie horror survival game. And it looks so cool. I've kept up with it. I've kept up with the creation. I'm hoping I think they've said they're hoping for like a 2027, 2028 release date, which would be so cool if they could get that to happen. But that game, it almost makes me nervous because of the way it is right now with the modern times. If that game comes out, I know lots of people who have been looking and waiting for it. You know, I think they're like close to maybe 7, 8 years into, maybe I think 6 or 7 years into development on that game. And a lot of people, including myself, are nervous that, you know, when they do release it, is it gonna be worth the hype? You know, is it gonna be worth waiting all those years for this? And I hope so. It's just a small dev team. I think they had recently teamed up with a bigger studio to help them kind of finish it up. But I think there was only like 5 people developing the game just a couple years ago. So, I mean, I understand why it's been taking them a long time. That's completely understandable. But I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope it'll be a good one. I had recently, I know Elden Ring's been out a while, but I have recently bought and installed Elden Ring because I've always enjoyed those kinds of games. and I've just never been good at them. And yeah, I figured that out with Elden Ring, that I am not good at at those games. Which, granted, Elden Ring's fairly hard, but not at the same time. I mean, people can do a level 1 run and absolutely flawlessly beat the game, so I would just argue it's probably a skill issue on my end, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, look at what I'm playing right now. I mean, does this guy look like he's beating Elden Ring? Yeah, probably not. Anyway, so well, we got all those trees cut down. I'm gonna drop this head down right here. It's probably gonna flop over on top of my tracks. I'm gonna pick up this mulcher head and try and mulch some of this stuff up. My whole goal was to kind of fix some of this terrain, and so it'd be easier to drive on as well. Get myself turned around here backwards. Kind of get some of this rough terrain out of here. This should work pretty good. Or at least make a trail to most of this wood just to help getting to it. Because that Skidsteer hates this terrain. Absolutely hates it. This thing is so fun to use. I don't know why you don't use it more. It's just, I guess a lot of times it's not necessary to use for me. It is very fun to use. Try not to mulch up any of our piles. Pitch trailer. Oh, we got a lowboy on sale for $23,000. It's not a bad grab, I guess. If I had a truck to pull it. I don't exactly have one to pull it, so that's slightly useless, but I guess technically we do own the Volvo, but I'm not going to allow myself to use that. But on the same line of games there, if anybody has any good game recommendations, let me know. I might pick some up. I know I've heard a Hollow Knight Silksong. I know that's been out a while, but I've heard it's really good. Clair Obscur Expeditions, the one that won Game of the Year this year, or last year, I guess. Heard that was a good one. But I want to get into playing more games. I just need to actually play them. Not go, oh yeah, that sounds fun, buy it or download it, and then just never touch it. I've done that with lots of games. Kind of like Roadcraft, man. Speaking of flops, that was a flop. That was a huge disappointment. That one saddens me a lot. That game seemed so fun. We talked about that in our little group there for since the first trailer had released, and I think we all played it for a little bit, but it just died so fast. I definitely prefer SnowRunner more, honestly. It's just way more fun to play. I mean, the fact that a lot of features that are on SnowRunner that released day one on SnowRunner didn't release on Roadcraft day one is just weird to me. That doesn't make sense. Why would you have a game? Because I think Focus had worked on SnowRunners or Roadcraft as well, and which I know. I mean, I know they're not all, just because one studio is part of it doesn't make them the developer of the game. But you would think, you know, with them adding certain things, that they would release day one with those features, but they didn't. It's just weird to me. that they didn't release. I forget what exact features it was. I don't remember now. Oh, I think it was being able to like turn off your engine and stuff like that, fuel and all those kind of things. Didn't release day one. It's just weird. You could check the like the update things, and they would say, "Oh yeah, this is releasing in our next patch or whatever." And it's, why wouldn't that release, today? But yeah, Roadcraft, really cool concept. Really sad that that game did not take off the way it could have, but it definitely should have taken off way more if they would have released it with some better features. Really sad they didn't do that. Can I grab this stump without grabbing all the other trees beside it? There we go. Yeah, that one should have had a lot more to it. Oop. I have my sensitivity turned up, which everyone gives me crap for it. But gosh, it feels so much nicer. And but it does cause some overswing if you're not careful. Especially using this thing, you'll swing over. Oh, with autosave, you'll swing over into a pile if you're not paying attention. Let's connect these two together. Trying to just clear as much as possible just to be able to have a good road around everything here. By the time we sell all this, we should get some pretty good bank off of most of this. Be able to pay most of our loan back, I'd say. I think I don't know, we might make about 40,000 off most of these trees. Let's go around these piles over here. Man, I kind of want to keep this machine. But I had made up my mind. Once I saw how much it cost me, I'm like, oh yeah, once we finish this, it's got to go back. Because there's no way I can afford to keep this around. Maybe I should really focus on paying off that loan first. That might be wise before we buy any other equipment, but I really would like to buy a bigger log trailer. I think that would come in handy very much. And maybe we'll grab our loan just a little bit more, make it a little bigger, grab the trailer, and call it good. I don't know though. Trial and error. If we go in the negative, we'll just start back from zero. Well, technically, we'll still be starting from zero. I mean, I own my truck and skid steer and stuff, so they can't take it away from me in the game, so. We'll always have those. I wouldn't mind upgrading the skid steer as well, though. Oh, we got one stuck in our tracks here. He might get mulched up, just so I can get this. Nope, it'll be alright. I think we'll call that good. I might grab a couple more of these stumps here. I thought there was, yeah, there's one right there. Perfect. Alright, well, that looks pretty good. Maybe we'll run a little strip in between these 3 piles. Yeah, I like that. I think we can make that work. Let's see if we can get these 2 to scoot over here. I have to use the claw to turn them. Come on. Close enough. Alright. Let's get this thing drove back over here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. We can drive around with the skid steer now, not get banged around too hard. We got a good section opened up now. Yeah, we'll probably get about 40,000 out of that. Somewhere close to that anyway. Actually, let's move the front side here a little more. Try not to hit our trailer. Get the front side of this pile. Destroy our nice grass, but that's okay. Oh, I grabbed the truck. Get over there, truck. That'll work. Alright. Get this guy parked. Alright. Well, that's pretty good. I think we'll definitely make some bank off of that. We got some pretty decent piles made here. Well, they're kind of, some of them are a little not decent, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Well, I guess we're going to end it off there. So, if you enjoyed, if you made it through, like, sub, and as always, if you made it this far in the video, comment pickle. Pickle's a good word. We'll catch you in the next one.